Alright, for this video you're going to need page 229. It's lesson 710. It looks like this. If you don't have that already, go ahead and get it out. Pause the video and go ahead and get it out and then push play. Alright, so I'm assuming you've got everything ready to go. I'm actually going to hold this for our video. I'm going to hold it off to the side because I want to go over the shapes with you that they talked about in the video. Okay, so this here is called this is a cylinder. All right. Oh, by the way, when I'm talking about the video, you should have already watched the first video, which was a 3D shapes song. It introduced you to many of our shapes that we're going to be talking about. Okay. All right. So we have the cylinder. Okay. It looks like a soup can. Maybe what else could it look like? It could also look like a coffee can. Maybe you've seen coffee cans. They're shaped like this, right? Okay. So that's a cylinder. Notice it has both sides, the top and the bottom. Those are flat circles. Okay, they're flat and they're shaped as circles. And then the side is completely smooth. It's round, right? Okay, this 3D shape looks like an ice cube and it is called a cube. Okay, what do you notice about the faces of the cube? We call these faces. So this face is a square. This face is a square. This face is a square. All of these are squared faces. Okay, so we call that a cube. When all the faces are squared, then we call that a cube. All right. Here we have our cone. Many people think it looks like an ice cream cone, which is what helps you remember what its name is. It's got one pointy corner, one top. Okay, the sides are all smooth right here. The face of it though is a circle, okay, a flat circle on the bottom. That's what makes it a cone. All right, we also have a rectangular prism, which the definition of a rectangular prism is that the sides, I'll have to use one of these, I thought I had one in my supplies of smaller ones, but I'm going to use this one. A rectangular prism is actually any prism that has a rectangle for all the faces. All right, so it has rectangles. So for example, if I look here, that's a rectangle. If I look at this side, now you're going to say, no, Ms. Brinkman, that's a square. Well, what do we talk about squares? We know that squares are special kinds of rectangles. So yes, this is still a rectangle. We call this a prism. Okay, a prism. Maybe you could think of it as a prison. Okay, maybe you could put somebody in there. It's like a little jail or something. Okay, now let's look back at the cube again. So this is called a cube. Could you also call it a prism? Yeah, you could. You could also call this a prism. Why? Because the definition of a prism is that all the faces are rectangles. Look at this one here. Okay, and it has a prism, sorry, also has 6 faces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. So this one, yes, this is a rectangle. These are all rectangles. Why? Because squares are special kinds of rectangles. And does it have 6 faces? 1, 2, 3, the bottom one 4, top one 5. Okay, here is 6. So yes, there are 6 faces and they are all rectangles. So you can call this both a prism and a cube because it is a special kind of prism that we call a cube. All right. This is a sphere. You'll notice that it rolls around like a ball. Okay? And this one you recognize as a pyramid. Okay? A pyramid is going to have triangular sides. The bottoms on pyramids actually can have different bases. We call this the base. So it's sort of the thing that it rests on because the point is at the top. All right? Now look at this one. Does it have a point that's at the top? Yes. Are the sides going around triangles? Yes. Now look at the bottom of this one. You'll notice that the bottom of this one is actually the same as all the other ones. I could have it this way, I could have it that way, I could change it this way. So if we just picked one way and called this the bottom, and I turned this one over, you'll notice that the bottoms are actually different. Both of these are called pyramids. Okay? We call this a square pyramid. We call this a triangular pyramid. And you probably could guess why we call them that. We call this a square pyramid because the base is a square shape. We call this one a triangular pyramid because the base is the shape of a triangle. All right. All right, now that we've reviewed those, we're going to go ahead and look at some of our work that we're going to be doing. You're going to go ahead and get out page 229, and we're going to be matching the pictures with their corresponding shape on the other side. Okay? So match shapes that look the same. So here, what do we notice? It's like a cube. Can you see the other one? Yep, it's right here. And if we look up at the top, you have the names spelled out for you. Okay? The name of this one is, sorry, let me pull that down. So you have the names. So cone, cube, cylinder, rectangular prism, and a sphere. So since they do have the cube here, the rectangular prism we're going to save for the one that's not the cube. Okay? So which one of these is it? This one would be the cube. So we're going to write cube on the line. Okay? You're going to write it on the line that is closest to the picture that the line is next to. Okay? So I'm not going to write the word cube up here. I'm actually going to write the cube here next to this picture. All right, how about this one? It looks curved, right? This is a candle. We've seen a candle. It looks very curved here. I know it's got to be flat on the bottom there, and that's going to be circular on the bottom. So this is going to be something, I think it looks like that paint can right there. And what would we call that? Would we call it a cone, a cube, a cylinder, a rectangular prism, or a sphere? Yeah, this one's going to be a cylinder. Let's go ahead and write cylinder. Okay. All right, this next one, how about this ball right here? Yeah, it's going to be lined up to this one. And what do we call that? Yep, a sphere. And if ever you don't know how to spell sphere, you'll notice that it's got this PH here. And you don't hear that P, do you? But then it has the word here in it, like come here. That's kind of what I feel like I sometimes say to a ball when it's trying to get away from me. Come here, ball. So it kind of helps me remember it's got a silent P and it has the word here in it. All right, how about this shape right here? Yeah, this would be, so it's got one side, one of its faces is a rectangle. This other face is also a rectangle, but it's longer. Okay, well, I only have two choices left. I know it's going to be this one. I know the book has this little bit of a curve here, but for the most part, it fits the definition of a rectangular prism, mostly because it has these sides and the top. They're all rectangular and they're different sizes. So we're going to call this a rectangular, and you can just abbreviate, put REC with a period, and then put prism. Okay. All right, and the last one, cone to a cone, and we already know it's a cone. Who can forget what an ice cream cone looks like? Not me. All right, go ahead and turn it over. Okay, so on this side, we're going to be putting an X on things that are not rectangular prisms. Why don't you go ahead, push pause on this video, and cross out, make sure you're using pencil in case you make a mistake, but cross out anything that is not a rectangular prism. Now remember, rectangular prism is anything that looks like this or looks like this, because remember, this is a cube. It's a special kind of rectangular prism. Okay, so go ahead and they're like boxes, right? So cross off anything that doesn't look like a rectangular prism and then push play, and we'll go over it together. All right, you should have tried it on your own. This is, yes, it is a rectangular prism. Looks like a box. How about this one? No, that's a cone. How about this one? Nope. It's got circular ends there. How about this one? Nope, that's a cone. How about this one? Nope, that's a sphere. This one? Yes. Here? Yes. Remember, this is a special kind of rectangular prism called a cube. How about this one? Yes, correct, it is a rectangular prism. All right, now let's look at this one. Now it wants to know which ones are cubes. Which one for it to be cubes, all the sides have to be the same, right? All of the faces. So let's ring the shapes that are cubes. Go ahead, you're going to actually circle the ones that are cubes. So go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own. All right, you should have tried it on your own. Let's see if you're right. Okay, so yes, all sides are the same. It's got 6 sides, I can tell from the picture. Is this a cube? Nope. Is this a cube? No, it is a rectangular prism, but it's not the same. This is longer, this is shorter. How about this? Is this a cube? Yes, it is a cube. All the sides are the same. How about here? Yes, it is the same. Okay, this one? Nope. How about here? Yes, that is a cube. How about this one? Yeah, no, it's not, so we're not going to do anything to that. So these ones we circled to say yes. On this one we crossed out to say no, they're not rectangular prisms. So make sure you follow the directions carefully on your homework, but you're pretty much doing the same thing. Good luck.